Tama. Please take your Panchapatrams and Adharanis in your hand. Place your hand in the Gokarna Mudra. And please take a sip of water from the base of your palm along with the mantra. Om Atmatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Vidyatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Shivatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Wash your hands. Now with the base of your right hand thumb, wipe your lips twice from right to left along with the mantra. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands with an adhani of water. With the tips of your right hand, index, middle and ring fingers joined together, touch above your upper lip and below your lower lip. Wash your hands with an adhani of water. With the tips of your right hand, index finger and thumb joined together, touch your right nostril, left ear. Wash your hands with an adhani of water. Now with the base of your right hand, touch your navel center, near heart center, near heart center. Wash your hands with an adhani of water. We will now be entering into the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution. Please clasp your left hand with your right and place it on your right thigh as we enter into the Sankalpa, radiating the state, space, powers, and being of Paramashiva. What is the reality which you want? Om Mamo Partha Samasta Duritakshayadvara Bhagavat Shri Nithyaneshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Vishisthayam Paramashiva Shakti Avishkaranartham Nithyananda Yoga Abhyasam Karishye. Om Apaupas knees aside as we get ready to enter into the Nithyananda Yoga.
Nithyananda. Before we begin, a quick reminder. Today's yoga is within your own limits. If you have any injuries, medical conditions, or are pregnant, please consult your healthcare professional before practicing. If at any point you feel pain, dizziness, or discomfort, gently stop and rest. Let us now begin the asanas for today. Today, we are going to continue to the Triti Vinyasa Krama 2 series from Asanas 500. So let us now get started. Please come to a comfortable position. Now, the first asana is Gadvasana. So you will come to a standing position. Gadvasana or the donkey pose. So stand upright with the part. Bend the knees slightly. Place both hands on the knees. Press the thighs and calf. During these asanas, we will be holding various mudras and bandhas. So the mudra, Leliha mudra. Extend and gently move the tongue downward while the fists rest at the side. And Kumbhaka will be Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Jiva Chalaka Kumbhaka. One forcefully moves the retained prana through all the limbs of the body in upward and downward directions along with the mind. This is Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. This is proposed by Paramashiva himself. Next is Udhyana Bandha. Draw the abdomen inward toward the spine. Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally.
Gadvasana. Jangorubhyam dharam pidya stitikkaryo dvijanuna janu parikaram yugmam Gadvasana muchyate.
Now, Trini. This is a repetition on the other side. Yesterday we did Dhanurasana on the left side. Now we are moving on to the other side on Dhanurasana Trini. So extend the left leg, pull your right toe towards your chest and pull your left elbow behind as you hold on to the left toe with your right hand. Keep your spine straight, holding Prana Mudra with your hands. Gently focus on the inner awareness through the eyes, soft and steady. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, withdrawing the senses inward and then move awareness sequentially through the 9 points. Soles of the feet, perineum, navel, heart, chest, throat, base of throat, between the eyebrows and forehead. Holding the Mula Bandha, firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor. Chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
धनुरासनत्रिणि पादाङ्गुष्टौ तु पाणिभ्यां गृहीत्वा श्रवणावधि धनुराकर्षणं कृत्वा धनुरासनमुच्यते.
Next, we move on to Virasana Chatvari. So relax the right foot on the left thigh. Sit grounded and steady with the left foot extended. Place your hands gently over the lap for support. Keep your chest lifted and your spine long. Relax your shoulders down. Breathe calmly. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open, steady gaze upward. Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while the withdrawing senses. Bring the attention inwards as you hold as long as comfortable. Clench the muscles of the pelvic floor in Mula Bandha. Chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वीरासन चत्वारि द्विगुणं पतितं पादं वामं दक्षिणमुत्थितं कृत्वा न्योन्यस्थलं तु वीरपत्तं तदुच्यते.
Continue to keep the left leg extended. This time fold the right leg and bring it behind your neck. And bring your hands together in Namaskara Mudra as we continue to the Ekapadasana way, 1 foot pose 2. Hold the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, hold the breath while withdrawing the senses. Clench your muscles of the pelvic floor in Mula Bandha and chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
एकपादासना द्वे एकपादं मतो घण्टे उत्थाय एकं च दण्डवत् करौ सम्पुटितौ कृत्वा एकपादं तदुच्यते.
Now remain in the same position. Fold your left leg and bring the left foot towards the perineum as you continue to keep the Namaskara Mudra and the right leg behind your neck. Holding the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply and holding the breath while withdrawing the senses, clench the muscles of the pelvic floor in Mula Bandha and chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दक्षिणपादशीर्षासना देसिने बामने पगमाहिली उपावालावी दक्षिणपाचल्य भाग चागवावा ने हाथ जोड़ीने स्थिति करावी ते द्विपादशीर्षासन कहे वायुचे.
Now we are going to move on to Ekapada Mayurasana, 1 foot peacock pose. Now come on to your hands with the palms pressed firmly onto the floor, fingers pointing backward towards your body. Draw your elbows towards your navel and slowly lean forward, lifting your chest and extending your legs off the ground as you balance horizontally like a peacock. Bring the right leg over the top of your head. Keep your as you hold the Shambhala Mudra, keeping the eyes open, steady gaze. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply and holding the breath while withdrawing the senses. Clench the perineum in Mula Bandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Basically, this is a repetition of what asana we did yesterday. So if you did the right side yesterday, do the left side today.
एकपादमयूरासना हरति सकलो रागान् आसुगुल्मोदराय दिन अभिभावति च दोषान् आसनं श्रीमयूरं बहु बहु कदनभुक्तं भस्माकुर्याद् विचित्रं जनयति जठराग्निं जीर्यते कालकुक्कुटम्.
Supta Trivikrama Asana. Supine, 3 steps pose. So coming down, laying on the mat. Anchor to the floor, lift your left leg straight up and guiding it slowly towards the head and it reaches your ear. Hold the right leg with both hands. So whichever leg you're bringing it above the head, hold it with both hands behind your neck. And then slowly release your left hand, bringing it to the left leg. So keep the one leg straightened. The other leg comes behind the neck, holding with the opposite hand. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open, steady gaze outward. And Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhaling, holding the breath. And Mula Bandha and Japa as Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
सुप्त त्रिविक्रमासना उत्तानकूर्मं पीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च
Now continue to remain in the same position. This time, except the hands are released and by the side of your body. Instead of holding the foot with the hand, bring both hands along the side of your body in Vyagrasana, tiger pose. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa, Om, Nithyananda, Paramashivoham.
व्याघ्रासना व्याघ्रासनमथो वक्ष्ये क्रोधकालविनाशनम् एकपादं शीर्षमध्ये मेरुदण्डोपरि स्थितम्
Chest as you hug your knees. Relaxing the shoulders in Paryankasana, Nithyananda, Paramashivoham.
बाहो शयनं पर्यङ्कासनं क्रौणश्चोत्र गजादिवत् उपवेशं क्रौञ्चद्यासनम्.
Now, please come to a seated position. Bring both the soles of your feet together behind your neck. So raise your feet towards the forehead. Hold firmly around your feet as if a crow perched on a branch. Lift your chest, keep your spine long, and bring the feet behind your neck as you hold the Namaskara Mudra with your hands behind. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa, Om, Nithyananda, Paramashivoham.
वासिष्ठासना द्वे द्वौ पगदरि जोड़ी संपुट करे हाथ द्वौ पगा बीच आने तला करी बारे ल्या का थन्या माहिली संधि राखे पेचे दो हाथ की करी पगल ऊंचे काकसी शशि परी राखे.
Now, sit steady on the mat. Bring both feet upward to rest over your head against the back side of your neck. Join your palms at your chest. Spine lengthened, steady. Keep the gaze fixed towards the nose tip as we move on to Shiva Linga Asana. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa, Om, Nithyananda,
शिवलिंगासना दो पावशीष परि आने पुनि एक जुगति और ठान ताने दो पग के अंकुष्ट जोई तिन परी मुथी करी की दो तला ऊपरी धरे जो आना भूपरि राहे मूल के पानी नासा अग्र दृष्टि ठहरावे सकल रोग नाश को पावे.
Continue to remain in the same position as we move on to Kaka Rupa Skandasana, crow form shoulder pose 2. So sit upright, guide your legs carefully. So each calf rests across your shoulders. Cross your ankles behind your back to secure your feet in position. Place your palms on the floor at your sides. Lift your chest upright and balance the here, breathing securely. Keep your gaze steady. So hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
काकरूपस्कन्धासन अथ वक्षे काकरूपस्कन्धासनमुत्तमं कलिपापप्रमुच्येत वायवीं वशमानये निजपादद्वयं भद्वा स्कन्धदेशे च साधका नित्यमेतत्पदद्वन्द्वं भूमौ पुष्टिकरद्वयम्.
Continuing to remain in the same position, now bring both hands to the mat in front of you with the palms, fingers spread apart. As we move on to Aranya Chatakasana. So lift your foot across and cross the ankles behind your neck. Place your palms beside your hips for a solid base. Chest lifted, spine long. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
आरण्यचटकासना एकेन पादेन भूमिमवस्थभ्य अन्यपादतलेन उर्ववस्थभ्य तिष्ठेत् आस्तेति पुनः पुनः कर्तव्यम् अर्धचन्द्रं भवति.
Now we move on to Chitrakasana. Beautiful pose. Right palm across to cup the throat, near the throat, and extend your left arm upward. Feel the chest expanding and breath steady as you anchor your torso. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
चित्रकासना प्रथमपगतली संपुटकरे पुनः जुगति ऐसे विस्तरे दायी कहोनी माहिली संगे तापरी दो एड़ी बंदा पनजुगम दाती करी राखे बहुरी जुगति ऐसे विधि दाखे बहुरी पगति माहिली कोर शीश लगावे करी के जोरा.
Relax. On the other side, Chitrakasana, Parshvantre, the beautiful pose. Lifting your legs, bringing them behind your head, raising the right arm now and keeping the left hand across near the throat.
चित्रकासना प्रथम पगतली संपुट करे पुनः जगति ऐसे विस्तरे दायी कहोनी माहिली संगा तापरी दो एड़ी बंदा पनजुगम धरती करी राखे बहुरी जुगति ऐसे विधि दाखे बहुरी पगता माहिली कोर शीश लगावे करी के जोरा.
Now we move on to Panindrasana. So, Cobra King pose. So again, sit upright. Guide both legs around your neck so that the feet cross firmly. Press your palms into the floor beside you and lift your chest gently. Keep your spine tall, your head lifted as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
फनिन्द्रासना पादाभ्यां वेष्टयेत् कण्ठं करयोः संस्थितान्मुखं फनिन्द्रं सर्वदोषाघ्नं वा भूयात् सुखदं सदा.
Remain in the same position as we move on to Pashini Mudrasana. Bringing the feet behind your head, crossing the ankles behind your neck. Bring both palms in front of you, placing them on the floor with the fingers spread. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पाशिनी मुद्रासना कण्ठपृष्ठे क्षिपेत् पादौ पाशवदृढबन्धनं सा एव पाशिनी मुद्रा प्रबोधकारिणी.
Relax. Sit in Padmasana. Sit in Machandrasana. Slowly untwist, reaching hands to grasp the big toes. Fold the torso forward with steady exhale. Forehead easing towards the mat. Chest soft over the thighs. Spine rounding. Gently hold the Vaishnavi Mudra with the inner focus and outer vision, free from blinking or opening the eyes. This is the Vaishnavi Mudra. Hold the Ujjaya Kumbhaka. Slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Clench your perineum in Mula Bandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
मच्चन्द्रासनाद्वे जीवनोचरण जोई वामन जगन परिराखे सोई ताकि एरिकटी सोलावे बाहुरी युक्तिया हर और करावे.
When we come up, as we move on to Dvipada Shirshasana, 2-foot headstand pose. So here, again, bringing your both feet above your head and crossing your ankles behind your neck, bring the hands together in Namaskara Mudra. As you hold the Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
द्विपाद शीर्षासना. बेसिने बामने पगमाहिला उपरिला वेद दाकिनी पाचल्य भाग परचाद वावा ने हाथ जोड़ी ने स्तुति कराविते द्विपाद शीर्षासनम कहे वायचे.
Now we move on to Bharatari Asana. Sage Bharata pose. Sit with the soles of your feet pressed together. Take a firm grip at the toes, lifting your feet upward. Straighten your spine tall, chest open, and gaze softly along your nose as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भरतरी आसना. अथ भरतरी आसना आसन गोपी चांद काह्यो जैसे मुगो कीजे पुनिते से कोरपगथल्या की माहिली सिर आनी मेली दो बिला या आसन के किए थे मूल बंद लागी जाया.
Now, we're going to repeat this asana laying down on the mat. So come down laying on the mat as you bring both legs behind your head and holding the foot with the respective hands. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, and Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes, we do the Deva Asana, divine pose.
देवासना. अधिदेवासना प्रथमे सूढो सोवे सोई करे काल्याम दाधे करी आटिक विदतास परिराखे.
Continue to remain in the same position as we now move on to Mrittika Banjikasana, Earth Breaker pose. So lay on your back, raise both feet overhead, bringing them close to your head. Let your toes touch firmly. Keep your legs steady. Place your palms outside your feet, interlacing your hands for support and lower your forehead towards the ground. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
मृत्तिक बंजिकासना. प्रथम सेद सूढो हो यताने पगुचाय आगने आने बहुर पगतली को यो राखे कोरवारिली यावति दाखे वाति अंगुल्या लगती आने करिकारी जात अंतरिधाने दो हाथ पग बाहर ल्यावे पुनीता कऊ ऐसी ठहरावे.
Remain in the same position as we move on to Mashakasana, mosquito pose. So bringing the feet behind your head, interlacing, crossing the ankles behind, and this time bring your hands below your hip as you try to wrap Kumbhaka Mulabandha. Visualize an abundance of gold cascading over you, filling your being with prosperity, divine wealth, and auspicious energy in Mashakasana.
मशकासना प्रथमे सूढो करे वाम पाद कांद परिधारे तापरि दक्षिण पग को आने दो हस्त ऐसे विधिठाने तरसो लगावे नीचे धारे ऊपरी सुधा हस्ते पसारे नासा अग्र दृष्टि धरावे जाते योग नाश सब पावे.
Slowly relax as we move on to the next asana. Purvatanasana. Purvatanasana, Eastern stretch pose. So lay on your back, place your palms on the ground beside you, press into the feet. So you can extend the legs a little bit. Knees are slightly bent. Press onto the feet and hands, lifting your pelvis and chest upward into a smooth bridge. Keep your arms in Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhaling deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, then release through the nose. Hold the Mula Bandha and Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. No, Mahadevasvana. You're on the, turn backwards, Ma. You're facing upward. Oh, yes. Sorry, go ahead. So lift your chest up. Yeah.
पूर्वतानासना पूर्वदानं चतुष्पादं पीठं वज्रासनं तथा चकोरक्रौञ्चशलभा.
Now we move on to Urdhva Konasana, upward angle pose. So lay back and bring your palms underneath your hips for support. Lift your legs together straight up towards the ceiling. Then open them up wide as you breathe slowly. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भेदान् समभ्यसे.
Now relax as we move on to Uttana Padasana. Lay on your back, extend your legs up into a diagonal. As you press through the crown of your head, palms face back along the ground. Then chest extended upward. Keep your breath calm and your body steady. Be mindful not to strain the neck. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra Sahaja Kumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So extending your arms, try to lift your chest off the ground. Your shoulders remain on the points, the crown of your head, as well as the hips. Otherwise, you're lifting your entire body up. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra Sahaja Kumbhaka Mulabandha.
उत्तानपादासना द्वे सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासनविशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियाध्याय कोणभेदान् समभ्यसे.
Next, we move on to Setu Bandhasana. So here again, now lifting your body up, resting your weight on your feet and the crown of your head, but lifting your knees your hips as well as your shoulders above from the ground and crossing the hands across your chest. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, and the Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
सेतुबन्धासना वासिष्ठं मतकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुकृतमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्तानपादम्.
Relax. Now we move on to Chakrasana Trini, the wheel pose 3. Lay back, bend your knees, place the feet flat close to your hips. Press your hands down besides the shoulders, fingers pointing towards the feet. Inhale, press strongly, lifting the hips, chest, and belly upward in a full circle. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, and Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
चक्रासनध्वनि बे हाथानि अंगुलहोटी बे पगन मंगली पगरे सर्वुंते सावुंते चक्रासन कहे वार्य.
The next asana, Theta Puti Asana, belly extension pose. So laying down on your back, plant your feet firmly with the knees bent. Slide your arms back, placing your palms beside your head, fingers pointing towards your feet. Press strongly into the ground, lifting your hips and chest up into a full arch. Walk your hands to grasp your ankles if balance allows, and let your chest open. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Slowly come down as we move on to Vichitra Karani. So now laying on your back, extend your legs up and over the head so that your toes press firmly into the ground behind you. Stretch your arms forward to hold on to your feet, making your body into a two tall staffs aligned strongly. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
विचित्रकरणे सप्तचक्र चैतपश्चिमतानस्ते हस्तौ तत्र प्रसारये पादौ दण्डासनं कृत्वा विचित्रकरणी भवेत्.
Now slowly bring your feet to the floor in front of you as we move on to the next asana, Pashasana. Pashasana, the nose pose to Pashasana. So here, in a supine position with your lower back and back off, the thighs flat on the ground. Keep your feet together and core engaged. Keep the hands to either side of your respective thighs and engage your abdominal muscles, raising your chest up, lifting your upper body off the ground. Simultaneously bend one elbow and bring one hand towards the nose. Squeeze your stomach, engaging your core further and slowly release. the hand back on the respective thigh and lowering the upper back. So this is a dynamic position movement. So bring one hand, Madhevasmana, bring one hand to the nose and down. Next, the other side. So you alternate between the hands as you lift your chest up.
पाशासनाद्वे पादतले भूमौ निधार्य जानुनिरसि निधार्य विपरीतहस्ताभ्याम् ऊर्ध्वसहितजङ्गे निबध्य तिष्ठेत् पाशासनं भवति.
Next, we move on to Dakshinasana. So laying on your side, lie upon your right side, both body long, the crown of your head rest. The body is straight. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Mula Bandha, Sahaja Kumbhaka, and chant the japa.
दक्षिणासना सव्य अर्जुन सया अर्जुन दक्षिणांगेन मस्तके धोनिधाय सा दक्षोको दुःस्वप्नं वीर्यपातिनं पचनाशक्ति रङ्निस्तु वर्धते दक्षिणासनी.
Relax. As we move on to Shalabhasana, the locust pose 2, lay prone on the stomach, pressing lightly onto the earth, and arms resting along your arms resting along your sides. On an inhale, extend your chest upward, lift your legs behind you like the rising of a locust. Keep your palms close by your body, shoulders broad, gaze forward as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. In Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, inhale the prana, then use the power of your mind forcibly directed to all the limbs of your body. Hold the Mula Bandha, chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
शलभासनाद्वे पूर्वतानं च दुष्पादं पीठं वज्रासनं तथा चकोरक्रौञ्च शलभा भुजङ्गमपि दृष्टिकम्.
Now we move on to Ekasana. So from lying position, bend your knees on your feet and rise upward. Reach your hands back to grasp the ankles, drawing the feet firmly in. Press your toes back, lifting your chest open wide as a frog stretches and waves. Japa Zum Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
हेकासनं चैव मकरं मध्यनामकं बलिबोधकारणम्.
Next, we move on to Verundasana. Lying prone, extend your arms back, clasp your right foot in your left. So hold the respective feet and this time extend the left foot up while pressing the right foot down. It's a two-headed bird pose as you hold the Shambhava zone, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भेरुण्डासना शलभासनभेदाश्च नटभेरुण्डनामके गण्डभेरुण्डसहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
Now repeat the Verundasana on the other side, pressing the left foot down to your buttocks as we raise the right foot up, extending the right arm.
भेरुण्डासना शलभासनभेदाश्च नटभेरुण्डनामके गण्डभेरुण्डसहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
Now slowly come to a kneeling seated position in Vajrasana Pancha. Start kneeling with your knees grounded, toes flat on the ground. Sit back gently on your sitting bones. Keep your spine tall, keep the chest open for good posture and easy breathing. Relax Relax your shoulders down. Place your hands gently on your thighs as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Upper Karsha Kumbhaka, partially closing the nose and doing the Recha Puraka, means keeping the breath, holding the breath out. This is Upper Karsha Kumbhaka. Place your perineum in Mula Bandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Vajrasana. वज्रासन मुक्तासन को शासना बीजे लोहो दोहा करे ग्राति मचित्वानि गुरुते.
Now we move on to Shulasana. So coming down on the mat, lay on your stomach. As you lift the feet above, behind, the knees on the floor, elbows on the ground, resting your hands on the palms, or your face on the palms, resting your chins on the palms, into the sphere pose in Shulasana. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Jivachala Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
शूलासना. कूर्पराभ्याम अविनम अवस्थम्य हस्ताभ्याम हरुम अवस्थम्य उत्तिष्ठेत् शूलासनं भवति.
Now we move on to Makarasana. So rest with the face down, legs stretched long behind you, and toes pressing onto the mat. Extend both arms forward alongside your head, then bend the elbows slightly on your chin, press into the palms along your chest to broaden subtly your spine to lengthen and gravity itself to cradle you. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra and Jivachala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, clench your perineum in Mula Bandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
मकरासना द्वे. ऊंदासुरिने बन्ने हाता मातानी वाने भणिताई आगल्य जाए तेम लांब करावे ने तेन पंजो परन भागवम अडेलने नीचे ते राघवा तथा पगलंबा करी अडेला राघवी ते मकरासनम कहे वायचे.
Now we move on to Ghanta Berundasana, intense two-headed bird pose. So settle prone with the chin pressing gently beside your chest. As you breathe in, raise both legs, bring straight and strong upward. Bend the knees with care, guiding the toes towards the crown. Keep the chest broad, breath steady, gaze composed. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Jivachala Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दंडबेरुंडासना. शलभासन भेद.
Now, moving on to Ganda Berundasana, remaining in the same position. This time, instead of the hands by your chest, you extend the arms on the floor, palm facing downwards. In Ganda Berundasana, Dve. Intense two-headed bird pose 2.
गंडबेरुंडासना.
Slowly relax. As we now move on to the next asana, Ganda Berundasana Trini, the intense two-headed bird pose 3. This time keeping the remaining in the same position. Instead of the feet on the head, now you bring the feet in front of your face on the floor. Ganda Berundasana Trini. As you do this asana, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Jivachala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
गण्डपेरुते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा
Relax. Now we are moving on to Viparita Shalabhasana, where the inverted locust pose 2. Here, laying prone, body extended, chin steady, upon extend your legs in a long vertical arch upward, hinging at the hips so the toes reach back overhead. Sweep your arms behind your torso, chest broadening as the power gathers. Breathe slowly, gaze steady, form the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
विपरीतशलभासनद्वे शलभासनभेदाश्च नटभेरुण्डनामके गण्डभेरुण्डसहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा
Slowly come down as we move on to Chaturanga Dandasana, 4-limb staff pose. Now begin prone, palms beneath your shoulders, toes curled into the earth. Draw in your breath and on an exhale, lower the chest until it hovers close above the mat. Elbows cling right along the ribs. Elbows cling tight along the ribs. Spine long and steady, core engaged. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
चतुरङ्गदण्डासना विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्वैः विदितं हिनः दण्डासनं द्विधा प्रोक्तं विपरीतोपवेशने सर्वाङ्गशीर्षभागास्तु षष्टिप्रदितास्तु ते
Going to come down. Next we move on to Niranjana Karmasana. Sit on your heels with your knees folded beneath you, body resting in a compact seat. Cross your feet so the right rests over the left, closing the buttocks with the heels. Lean forward, bringing your forehead towards your knees. Place your palms gently over your Dhyana Bandha, drawing the abdomen inward towards the spine, then lift upward as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, Niranjana Karmasana, stainless pose.
निरञ्जन कर्मासना बालको गर्भशयनं तिष्ठे संकुचितो यथा तथा गर्भासनयोगी निरञ्जनविधं भजेत्
Now we move on to the next. Sit on your knees. Place your palms flat on the floor behind you with your fingers pointing back. Draw your elbows together so they press in firmly at your navel center. Lift your whole body off the ground until it balances parallel like a staff. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Uddiyana Bandha, sorry, not Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Dandamayurasana. Mayuram dandavat kuryad mayuram dandanamakam kuryad.
Now, and one hand extended by the side of your body towards the head. So as we move on to Panga Mayurasana, ground, behind you on the ground, fingers point your wrist of this arm with your other hand. Raise your body until it flows horizontal. From the Shambhavi Mudra, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and the japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
एकेन हस्तेन एकस्य हस्त पंगमयूर मयूरासनवत् संस्थाप्य एकेन हस्तेन एकस्य हस्तमनिबन्धं धारयेत् पंगमयूरं भवति.
Now come to a seated position in Jnanasana, wisdom pose. Sit on the ground, draw your left foot firmly into the root of your right thigh. Extend the right leg behind, right leg back along the floor at the hip's outer edge. Sit tall with the spine erect and chest wide, palms resting lightly on your knees. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka, without actually inhaling or exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Mahamudra Bandha, contract the pelvic floor, tuck the chin to the chest and draw the abdomen inward and up. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
ज्ञानासना. अथान्यदासनं कृत्वा सर्वव्याधिनिवारणं योगाभ्यासी भवेत् क्षिप्रं ज्ञानासनप्रसादतः.
Next, we move on to Kupchikasana. Remaining seated in the same position, bring your left leg to your left armpit. In Kupchikasana, bend one pose. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka Mula Bandha, and the japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कुब्जिकासना. अथ जठराग्निसन्धिपनं गुल्पं प्रीशूलधरं कुब्जिकासनं किञ्चित् तिर्यत् शक्तिम् अस्थाप्य जानुम् ऊर्ध्वं धृत्वा सप्तामृतात् तेन कक्षमूले पादम् अदाय तिष्ठेत् एतत् पदं कुब्जिकं वाल्मकारी.
Relax. Now we move on to Bharadvajasana, Sage Bharadvaja pose. Sit firmly and ground your right foot beside your hip. Place the left foot atop your right thigh. Wrap your left arm behind you to grasp the left toes, while your right palm rests on your outer thigh. So basically, the left arm comes around to hold on to the left toe as you bring the right hand to the left knee. Turn your chest upward and outward as you hold. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka, Mulabandha, and Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. You're not twisting backwards actually, you remain facing forward.
भरद्वाजासना. उत्तानकूर्मं पीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
Relax. Now we move on to Virasana Pancha, the hero pose 5. This time, bringing the right foot to the perineum, lift the left leg and bring it to the abdomen. Left foot comes in front of your abdomen. Keep your hands resting gently on your knees as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Azum Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वीरासन पंच एकं पादमधैकस्मिन् विन्यस्ये दूर संस्थितम् इतरस्मिन् तथा पश्चात् वीरासनमितीरितम्।
Next, we move on to Bhairuvasana Dve, the fearsome pose 2. Remaining in the same position, raise your arms, interlacing your fingers above your head. As you hold the Parashu Mudra, placing the palms over the palms, interlacing the fingers, holding them firm, then Samakumbhaka with your breath without actually inhaling or exhaling. Hold the Mula Bandha, Japa as Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भैरवासना मूलद्वारतिकभैसितधारे वामपादगुण अंधरीकारे एरि अग्रगुदातरि धारे ऊर्ध्वचित्ति अंगुष्ठकरितरे गुल्भवारिलौ कुलै आनि पुनः माहिल भूपरिधाने बहुरी चरण दाहिलौ जोई हृदि आनि लगावे सोई.
Relax. Now we move on to Baddha Matsyendrasana. Firmly plant your right sole onto the ground beside your opposite knee. Begin to twist your torso gently towards the raised knee, spine tall and chest lifted. Hook your left arm across your shin while the other arm reaches behind. Clasping together, if possible, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भद्रमत्स्येन्द्रासना मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठरप्रदीप्तं प्रचण्डरुग्मण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम् अभ्यासितकुण्डलिनी प्रबोधं दण्डस्थिरत्वं हि ददाति पुंसां पार्श्वाभ्यां धारयेद्यस्तु पार्श्वमत्स्येन्द्रमुत्तमं करेण भद्रये तत्तु भद्रमत्स्येन्द्रासनम्.
Now we move on to Jnanasana, repeating the sequence of our asanas on the other side, bringing the right foot to the left thigh and the left leg behind the left foot by the hip outside. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka Mahamudra Bandha, firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting the abdomen inward and up and bringing the chin to the chest. Place your hands on the respective knees. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Jnanasana.
अथान्यदासनं कृत्वा सर्वव्याधिनिवारणं योगाभ्यासी भवेत् क्षिप्रं ज्ञानासनप्रसादतः दक्षपादोरमूले च वामपादतलं तथा दक्षपादतलं दक्षापार्श्वे संयोज्य धारयेत्.
Next, we move on to Kujjikasana. So this time, remaining seated in the same position, bring the right foot to the right armpit as you support with your hands in hunchback pose. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
प्रीहशूलधरं कुब्जिकासनं किञ्चित् तिर्यच्छक्तिमस्थाप्य जानुम् ऊर्ध्वं धृत्वा सम्परवर्तेन कक्षमूले पादम् अदाय तिष्ठेत् एतत् पीठं कुज्जिकासुरं पत्नीकरी.
Relax. Now we move on to Bharadvajasana. Say Bharadvaja's pose. Parshvantre repeated on the other side. Bringing the right foot to the perineum. Bring the left foot outside on the the inner thigh. Repeating on the other side. So bring the left foot to the perineum and right foot to the left inner thigh. Bring the right arm behind as you hold on to the right toe and bring the left hand to the right knee. Spine tall as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka Mulabandha.
भरद्वाजासना उत्तानकूर्मं पीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वादायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
Next, we move on to Virasana Pancha. Hero pose 5. Remaining seated in the same position, bring the right foot to the abdomen. Resting both hands on the knees as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra Samakumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वीरासन पंच एकं पादमध्यैकस्मिन् विन्यस्येदूरु संस्थितम् इतरस्मिन् तथा पश्चात् वीरासनमिति ईरितम्.
Now remaining in the same position, raise both hands, interlace the fingers above the head. In fierce pose 2, Bhairu Asana Dve, as you hold the Parasha Mudra, interlacing the fingers, and Samakumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भैरवासनाद्वे मूलद्वारितिकबेसिकाधरे वामपादुज अंधुकरे एडि अग्रगदाधरि धरे ऊर्ध्वचित्ति अंगुष्ठकरि करे गुल्भवारिलौ कुले आने पुनः माहिरि भूपरिधाने बहुरी चरण दाहिनो जोई हृदि आनि लगावे सोई.
Next, we move on to Baddha Matsyendrasana, bound Lord of Fishes pose. Sit with the left foot placed atop your right thigh. So now repeating. So this is this asana we are repeating. So whichever foot you had down the previous time, now the opposite side. So now we are bringing the right foot on the left thigh and left foot firmly on the ground outside of the right knee. Twist your body as you bring the right hand around the left knee and the left arm goes behind your back and try to clasp the fingers, both hands if you can. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa Om, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भद्द मत्स्येन्द्रासना मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठरप्रदीप्तं गजन्दरुमण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम् अभ्यासितकुण्डलिनी प्रबोधं दण्डस्थिरत्वं हि ददाति पुंसां पार्श्वाभ्यां धारयेत्यस्तु पार्श्वमत्स्येन्द्रमुत्तमं करेण भद्रयेत भद्दमत्स्येन्द्रासनम्.
Relax. As we move on to the next asana, Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So bring your feet together in front of your body and hold with the respective hands. And interlace the fingers as you hold the Parashu Mudra, Samakumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भद्द कोणासना पाशं ब्रह्मचा.
Next, we move on to Bhadrasana Chatwari, Blessed Pose 4. Sit with both heels tucked against the perineum, soles inverted, facing upward. Hold the feet firmly with the fingers and thumbs. Keep the toes straight. Sit tall, chest open as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra Samakumbhaka, Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भद्रासन चत्वारि कृष्णनी नीचे शिवानी ना दाबा भगवम दाबा पगनी एहि पगाने उलता जमन पगनी एहि पगने उलता वीरे राघवी.
Forming pose. Sit with the knees bent and the soles of the feet joined beneath your body near the perineum. Hold the feet strong, chest lifted, spine straight, shoulders relaxed. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra Samakumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
लिंगदा आनीया पादतलयो संविशेत्योन्यासनं भवति.
Now we move on to Gorakshasana, Bhadrasana. Gorakshasana, Bhadrasana, fierce eye, blessed pose. So sit with both heels pressed tight beneath the base of the spine, soles turned upward. Grip the feet firmly, body upright, chest open. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka Mahamudra Bandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
घोरक्षासन भद्रासन कृष्णनीनीचे शिवानीना दब भगवं दब पगनी एडी पगाने उलतावीने राघवी आने शिवानी न जननी भगनम जमन पगन एडी पगाने उलतावीने राघवी ने बन्ने हातानी अंगलम तथा अंगुठावीदे पन बगनी पन पगन तालन तथा अंगलम भुजा अदादि राघवा.
Continuing to remain seated in the same position, bring your hands behind to grasp your feet. As we move on to Kama Dahanasana, desire burner pose. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra Samakumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कामदहनासना भद्रासनं सुखं स्थाप्य विपरीते तु द्वेपदे अनेन यदि कुर्यात् तत् कामदहनं भवेत्.
Relax. Now we move on to Supta Baddha Konasana, supine, bound, angle pose. So now, bringing your feet together in front of you. Sit upright. Bring the soles together near the pelvis. Then recline back slowly onto the ground. Let the knees open wide, shoulders relaxed, arms resting softly, gaze inward. Breathe deep and smooth as the body opens. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, so we will be laying down. This is laying down, hold the Bhadrasana. Sorry, Baddha Konasana. So laying down, bring the feet together in front of the perineum. Knees wide open, shoulders relaxed, arms resting softly. The feet are on the floor. The feet are on the floor, feet together by the perineum. Madheva Smarana and Maumka Nima. The feet are not raised above the ground. They are on the floor, just like the Baddha. Yes.
सुप्तभद्रकोणासना पाशं ब्रह्मं तथा सिद्धं स्वस्तिकं वामनासनं भद्रकोणासनं भद्रापीठं मूलभद्र.
Now slowly come up. As we move on to Vekhasana Dve, the frog pose 2. This time bringing the feet together. Okay. Place both feet facing each other on the chest effortlessly. Then keep both arms on the shoulders around the feet in front. While the asana is being done, concentrate on the Supreme Consciousness looking upward to attain bliss. Bring both hands underneath your neck, clap, resting your chin on the hands. Feet together, elbows resting on the toes, and hands supporting your neck. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa, Zom, Nithyananda, Paramashivoham.
भेकासनाद्वे ध्यायेद्धि चित्पदं भ्रान्तम् आसनस्थ्य सुखाय च यदि सर्वाङ्गमुत्तोल्य गगने खेचरासनं महाभेकासनं प्रोक्तं सर्वसिद्धिप्रदायकं महाविद्यं महामन्त्रं प्राप्नोति जपति हि या.
Relax. Bring your feet together in front of the perineum, hands resting on the respective knees. As we move on to Bhagasana Dve, Divine Pose 2. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka, Muladanda, Japa, Zom, Nithyananda, Paramashivoham.
भगासनाद्वे पगल्या कीर्पचला हातस्यो मोदिजत बारलिकानि आनि भगदलि पीछ लगावे.
Now, this time bringing the feet together in front of your abdomen. Turn slightly upward while the heels remain grounded. Place your hands gently on the knees, keeping the spine long and upright. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samakumbhaka, Udhyana Bandha by drawing the abdomen inward towards the spine. And chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Siddhi Jivyasana, Pagakauso Jujayi.
Next, we move on to Panipatrasana, the hand vessel pose. Sit drawing both ankles upward towards the navel, steadying them at its center. Between them, form a hollowed cup with the palms joined together. Hold the posture upright with a lifted spine and relaxed shoulders. Hold the Namaskara Mudra with your hands. Samakumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पाणिपात्रासना नाभौ समस्थाप्य बुल्भौ च तन्मध्ये करिपात्रतं शनैर्यत्नेन गुर्वीता पाणिपात्रं तदुच्यते.
Next, we move on to Sapta Rishi Asana, 7 sages pose. Sit folding the feet close. Each
ऋषिसो नाम भावे ऋषिसो नाम भावे.
Now we move on to Shuktyasana, shell pose. So come to a kneeling position. Sit with the heels in contact. Place your hands to rest lightly upon your ankles. Spine long, chest broad, shoulders relaxed. Breathe evenly through the nose, keeping the gaze inward. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra Samakumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. As you bring the hands together in Namaskara Mudra.
पार्ष्णिनाभौ संस्थाप्य जङ्घबहिर्प्रदेशेन सम्मिल्लयेत् सूक्त्यासनं भवति.
Next, we move on to Sthirasana, steady pose. Sthitarasana, steady pose. So now come seated, cross-legged. Place the instep of the right foot beneath your left toes or your knees. Hold the Parashumudra with your hands, interlacing the fingers. Samakumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नीचे राखीने अने दाबा पगने घने जमनु पगनी नंगे नीचे राखीने बेसवम अर्थात पलोटी वाली ने बेसवम ते रिप्युरासना हेवायचे.
Next, we move on to Abhujasana, disease destroying pose. So sit in Padmasana and let the hands rest on the knees. Samakumbhaka, Udhyana Bandha, as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अभुजासना अपानम् उत्थाप्य शनैः स्वस्तिका प्राणं समाकृष्य च कुम्भकं चरेत् कृत्वा यथाशक्त्या अनुरेचयेत् शनैः वायुं गदग्नं स्मृतम् अभुजासनम्.
Now we move on to Kamalasana. Pull arms right in front as you bring the forehead to the floor. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Kaka Chanku Kumbhaka. Curl the tongue inward within the mouth, then extend it slightly outward to form a strong passage for inhalation, resembling the beak of a crow. Inhale through the opening and retain the breath after drawing it in. Draw the abdomen inward in Udhyana Bandha, inward and up. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कमलासना तत्र कमलासनं कृत्वा भावकमलासनं महाविद्यं महामन्त्रं जत्वा लिङ्गम् अवाप्नुयात्.
Continue to remain in the same position in Uttamangasana, Supreme Limb Pose, as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Akachancha Kumbhaka, Shivoham.
उत्तमाङ्गासना स्थितिर्वैतद्दासने मन्त्री अदाशीर्षं करोति चेत् उत्तमङ्गासनं ज्ञेयं योगिनम् अतिदुर्लभम् एतद् आसनमात्रेण शरीरं स्थितिलं भवेत् पुनः पुनः प्रसादेन चैतन्यकुण्डली भवेत्.
Now we move on to Padmasana Pancha, the lotus pose 5. Remaining seated in Padmasana, bring your hands above your head, interlace your fingers, slowly turn towards your left, looking towards your armpit, and hold the Shambhavi Mudra Kakachancha Kumbhaka, curling the tongue inward within the mouth, then extending it slightly outward to form a passage for inhalation, resembling the beak of the crow. Inhale through the opening and retain the breath as you hold the Uddiyana Bandha by Jalandhara Bandha by tucking the chin towards the chest as you hold the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पद्मासन पंच उपविश्यासने सम्यक् बाहु कृत्वार्धकुञ्चितौ कक्षव्योम्नि मनः कुर्वन् समं मायति तल्लयात्.
Next, we move on to Kulyasana, bringing the left hand to the forehead, the right hand behind the head. Continue to remain in Padmasana as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Kakachancha Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कृत्वा कौलिको भवेत् एकहस्तमस्तकस्थो अधिशीर्षे अभिन्नगे करम्.
Now, sitting in Padmasana, bring the right arm behind you, holding on to the left elbow on the left hand on the belly. Slowly lean forward, bringing the forehead to the floor as we move on to Divyasana, divine pose. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Kakachancha Kumbhaka Mula Bandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अथ दिव्यासनं वक्ष्ये पृष्ठं हस्तेन बन्धिता एकहस्तम् अध्यदेशं भिन्नहस्तं च नासया.
Slowly come up as we are going to repeat the sequence of asanas on the other side. Starting with Padmasana Pancha. Bring your hands above your head, interlacing the fingers, now turning towards the right, looking towards the armpit as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Kakachancha Kumbhaka, and Jalandhara Bandha, tucking the chin to the chest, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पद्मासन पंचपार्श्वान्तरे उपविश्यासने सम्यक् बाहु कृत्वार्धकुञ्चितौ कक्षव्योम्नि मनः कुर्वन् समम् आयति तल्लयात्.
Next, we move on to Kulyasana. So, bringing the right hand to the forehead and left hand behind the head, continue to remain seated in Padmasana. The stream pose, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Kakachancha Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कुल्यासना अथ कुल्यासनं वक्ष्ये यत्कृत्वा कौलिको भवेत् एकहस्तमस्तकस्थो अधिशीर्षे अभिन्नगे करम्.
Next, we move on to Divyasana. This time, bringing the left hand behind and holding on to the right elbow. Bring the right hand to the belly. As you lean forward, bring the forehead to the floor. As we hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Kakachancha Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
एकहस्तम् अध्यदेशं भूमिहस्तं च नासया।
Continuing to remain seated in Padmasana. Now we move on to Pavanasana. Interlace the fingers in front of your belly. Holding the Parashamudra, Kakachancha Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japazom, Nithyananda, Paramashivoham.
पवनामृताय वै पवनासनरूपो केचरो योगिरात् भवेत्। स्थित्वा भद्रासने धीरो नाभेरधः करद्वयम् ऊर्ध्वम् उदः पिबेद् वायुं निरुध्येद्यमाविले।
Next, we move on to Valgulyasana, bat pose. Continuing to remain in Padmasana, bring your hands underneath between your legs and bring the hands towards your chest. And lifting your feet up, legs up. Hold the arms rising with the palms joined at the chest and throat. Chin dip gently while breath steadies inward. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Jalandhara Bandha, and chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
बल्गुल्यासना। अथ भूरिभुक्तस्य पाचनं सद्यो जरावसूलतं बल्गुल्यासनम्।
Next, we move on to Parasharamasana, axe wielding sage pose. Lay back in Padmasana, keeping the knees and thighs pressed against the earth. Stretch your arms overhead, having them okay. So here in Parasharamasana Dve, we're going to continue to remain seated in Padmasana. Bring your hands underneath your legs and bring your hands to the chin. In the axe wielding sage pose, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka. This time the breath changes. It is Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. And the Bandha is Uddiyana Bandha, drawing the abdomen inward towards the spine. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
परशुरामासना द्वे। प्रथम गोदा उरुझंग्या ये दो भूसो लगता राखे सो दो हस्तमस्तकदिशधारे अवा भूसो लगता पसारे बहुराजु वाम हस्त है जोसा जासोरी दक्षिण हाथे लीपिंद जुत।
Next, we move on to Yogini Garbhasana, womb of Yogini's pose. From a seated position, sit tall with both feet on opposite thighs in Padmasana. Reach both hands under through the feet and lift your knees up towards your chest. Now, this is a dynamic posture where we will be rolling on the ground, continuing to remain in Padmasana. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, keep the eyes open, steady gaze. Kevala Kumbhaka, allowing the breath to pass naturally, and Mula Bandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
योगिनी गर्भासना। योगिनी गर्भासने हित्वा सच्चक्रं गर्भम् आविशेत्।
Now we move on to Simhasana Dve. So please come up slowly. Sitting in Padmasana, lean forward, bringing your palms on the floor. Extend your tongue as you exhale. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
योक्षिपेत् दक्षिणे सव्यगुल्भौ तल्वगुल्भं तु दक्षगुल्भं तु सव्यके।
Weight to your hands. Lift your whole weight up, lifting up, and try to rest the knees on your elbows. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कुक्कुटवासिष्ठं मरीचिहलमत्यकं परिवृत्तिं चोदरस्य विविधं धनुराशनम्
Relax. Now we move on to the next asana, onto the toes. As you hold this asana, hold the pranam mudra, Ujjaya Kumbhaka, Jalandhara Bandha.
पद्मासना षट् अथ पद्मासनम् अवामोरुपरि दक्षिणं च चरणं संस्थाप्य वामं तत दक्षोरुपरि.
Now we move on to Padmasana Sapta, the lotus pose 7. Here, sitting in Padmasana, bring your elbows together and hands underneath, hands on the neck and chin resting on your palms. Hold the Prana Mudra, Ujjaya Kumbhaka Mulabandha Japazom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पद्मासना सप्त पद्मासनस्थिता योगी जनसांग विवर्जिता विज्ञान द्विगैयन्तम् अङ्गुलिभ्यां निरोधयेत् सकृद्या कुरते योगी पापौघ्नं नाशयेद्भवम्.
Next, we move on to Urdhva Padmasana. Remaining in Padmasana, slowly come down, laying on the back in Urdhva Padmasana. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Morsha Kumbhaka, Jalandhara Bandha, Japa Zone, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
ऊर्ध्व पद्मासना प्रथम अर्ध पद्मासनानि पेटे बेसी पचिस्तु माथो भूमि पर राखी केतने बन्ने हाथ न आधराती ऊंची करीते.
Next, we move on to Parvatasana Dve, the mountain pose 2. Sit upright in Padmasana. Bring the palms together overhead, reaching straight up. Arms along, side by the ears. Body aligned as tall mountain. Slowly come up to a seated position. Sit in Padmasana as you raise your hands up, bringing the hands together. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mahamudra Bandha, and Japa Zone Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पर्वतासना द्वे अथ वक्ष्ये महादेवा पर्वतासनमङ्गलं यत्कृत्वा स्थितिरूपी स्यात् सच्चक्रादिविलोपनम्.
Now we move on to Matsyasana Pancha, the fish pose 5. From a seated position, sit tall with both feet on opposite thighs in Padmasana. Lean back onto your elbows and then place your upper back, crown of your head on the ground as you arch your back. While in the supine position, reach and support your head above with your arms crossed. Hold the Prana Mudra with your hands. Kevala Kumbhaka, allowing the breath to pass naturally. Observe without forcing. Hold the Udhyana Bandha, drawing the abdomen inward toward the spine, then lift it up. And Japa Zone Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
मत्स्यासना पञ्च मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्थानं शयनं चरेत् भूत्पराभ्यां शिरो वेष्ट्या मत्स्यासनं तु रोगः.
Now slowly come up. Come to a standing position. As we move on to Shenahasana, hawk pose. Stand grounded on your right foot and cross your left leg over the top of the right. Then lock your left foot behind the right calf. Cross your arms, keeping your right above the left. Twist your hands back to the center and bring palms together in Namaskara Mudra. Hold the Mudra Samavritti, inhaling through the nose and exhaling evenly. Maintaining rhythmic breath, Mula Bandha and Japa zone, Nithyananda Paramashiva.
नीत्वा देहमुन्नाय तिष्ठेत् अन्येन पक्षेन तद्वत् निदिशेककुम्भकं साधयेत्.
Now start on your knees as we move on to Agochara Asana, beyond perception pose. Start on your knees with your spine tall, core engaged. Rise up onto your toes and cross one leg over the other, keeping the feet near the opposite sides hip. Maintain balance with legs crossed, knees off the ground. Standing on your toes with the sitting bones on your raised heels. Place your hands atop the other, palms facing downward. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra. Samavritti. Mulabandha and Japa zone, Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So you're actually sitting on the heels. Yeah. Only the legs are crossed and the palms are resting on your knees.
अगोचरासना. अथ अगोचरासना.
As we repeat the Shenahasana on the other side.
शेनहासन उत्तरांग. पादांगुष्ठं भूमौ निधाय भुजद्वयेन वेष्टयित्वा कायं.
Move on to the next asana, Agochara Asana, Parshvantre, repeating the Agochara Asana on the other side. Start on your knees with the spine tall, core engaged. Rise up onto your toes and cross one leg over the other, keeping the feet near the opposite side hip. Maintain balance with legs crossed, knees off the ground, standing on your toes with sitting bones on your raised heels. Place your hands top of the other, your palms facing downward. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra. Samavritti, Mulabandha, Japa zone, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अगोचरासना.
Asana Uttaranga, half pose progression. So please come up standing. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Please come down in Gomukhasana with the knees stacked over the other. Please come down, seated. I think there is a. Come down seated in Gomukhasana. Sit other. And then bringing the hands, interlacing the hands as if in Shiva and Japa zone, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
शेनहासना. कुतितपादं पादांगुष्ठं भूमौ निधाय भुजद्वयेन वेष्टयित्वा कायं समुत्थापयेत्.
Now repeating on the other side. Now swap the legs. Bring the right knee down and the left knee on top. And then switching the arms in Shenahasana Parshvantre.
हस्तपादौ परस्परं बध्नीत्वा देहम् उन्नाय तिष्ठेत् अन्येन पक्षेन तद्वत् निदशेककुम्भकं साधयेत्.
Now slowly come down, laying on the mat as we move to the last asana of the sequence for the day. Laying flat on your back with the legs stretched long and the arms side soft by your sides, palms open to the sky. Let your breath ease into its own rhythm. Shoulders settle. Holding the Shakti Chalana Mudra. Focus on the Mudra upward and Japa as Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
शवासना द्वे. उत्तानमूर्ध्वा शयनं विधाय प्रसार्य पादौ करसम्पुटं हृदि नासाग्रे आधाय दिशं स्मरन् शिवं पृष्ठोति यन्त्रः शवासनं हि तत्. शवासनं हृदि कुपि वातराग्रन्थिभेदकं सर्वास्रानञ्जितं हन्ताश्रमं योगी सुखौ सौख्यदम्.
Now slowly wiggle your toes. You hug with your hands and roll over to one side as you have in the last few days. If you'd like to get a deeper experience, you can register for yourself for Paramashiva Sena, a 30-day program, free program, a powerful 30 in experiencing Paramadvaita. Program is offered for free. You can register for this program by going to ecitizen.info/PSS. If you have any questions on the asanas that you have learned today, please post your comments below in the chat. Thank you all for joining as we close this session with the Purna Mantra. Please bring your hands together as we chant. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, everyone. Please turn towards Swamiji's Atmamurti and offer your gratitude for gifting us with this Nithyananda Yoga. Tomorrow, same time. Thank you, Nithyanandam.